Alright guys, AtmaDog here, doing some deck techs. Been playing a lot of the Division lately, not doing much Magic, but it's Friday. Did Friday Night Magic, pulled a Verdant Catacombs, that's 190 bucks, take that. Pretty sweet to pull that out of the draft pack. And like I said, it is Friday Night Magic, so it's time to do a Magic Duels. Incidentally, today they announced that Mwonvuli Acid-Moss is effectively being banned. So we did it. And a slew of other changes to the starter box. Relevant to this particular deck tech because I'm going to be playing what people consider the big bad reason, which is 5-color ramp. Now, granted, my 5-color ramp is different than other people's because it relies heavily on these Converge cards. Woodland Wanderer, Tujuru Stalwart to block, Skyrider Elf to have a giant dragon. But it does have Acid-Moss. It does not have 4 of them because I'm not a jackass. But it's got control stuff. Angelic Edict, another thing that is being banned. Sire of Stagnation, just all the mythics, and of course Ulamog. Ob Nixilis is actually a flex thing. I'm just trying it right now. Sometimes it's like a necromantic summon, sometimes it's just a kill spell. It was originally just another Angelic Edict, because it's pretty valuable. But Angelic Edict is gone, so we're just gonna do it. They're replacing Mwonvuli Acid-Moss with Explosive Vegetation, which is a card that is printed at uncommon, so usually in Magic Duels you'd only get 3 of them. Mwonvuli Acid-Moss is common here, and there's 4, and they said that they're just going to straight up replace it right in your decks. Like, you won't even notice it, which must mean Explosive Vegetation must be common in this game. I just want to note that if that happens, even though everybody loves Acid-Moss and we all agree it's really good, Explosive Vegetation is going to be on average better. You are getting an uncommon in a common slot if that's the case. It gets 2 lands, it puts it on the battlefield tapped. Like, you're gonna fix your mana better. You're gonna ramp really hard. And having 4 copies of it is gonna be a good thing. But we're gonna try it. We're gonna try it here. Speaking of bans, they're also taking out Perilous Myrrh, which was overpowered when it was just Magic Origins, but I actually think it's fair now. It is very good. It's a very good value card, but it is a fair card now. And they're putting Bronze Sable in, which is a 2/1 colorless piker, basically. It's pretty garbage. Their reasoning for doing it is fine. It's just that it trades off as a 1-for-1 instead of a 2-for-2, but it is way worse than Perilous Myrrh. This hand is great. This hand is great. I mean, it's got all you could ever ask for. You get black, red, white, blue, and green by turn 3, and you get a 3/4. You can draw 4 cards on turn 4. Hopefully we can make a 5/5 on turn 5. Probably against opposing green ramp of some kind. I don't really like playing these Acid-Moss decks. I rather beat them than join them, but I couldn't resist 5-color. I would never do it just red-green, which might be the best version of it. This is actually not my best or my second best deck, but it is, it's fun enough to remain in my repertoire. Our opponent's playing a whole lot of nothing so far. Turns out we didn't get what we needed to play this on turn 4, so we're going to be a turn behind, but if they're just going to play nothing and then languish, I'm certainly going to wait to get the 5/5 out here so they can't languish it. If they end up playing like that Priest of the Blood Rite or whatever, which seems even more likely now that they have Blister Pod, that usually goes in the same deck, then we'll be kind of outclassed a little bit, but it may not matter when we can draw 4 cards. We'll see. Certainly we'll draw 4 cards first. Yeah, it's pretty good value. Block, draw 2 cards, make a guy. That is powerful. Alright, so we're going to toss this, and... Ugh. This... No, I think we're going to toss both of these. I want as much white as we can get. We don't need that much red. I think this might be our only red card, actually. Ob Nixilis. Okay. So he's going to kill our Skyrider Elf, which is pretty unfortunate. Certainly could bounce and damage. We could bring this Ob Nixilis to 1. That might actually be worth it. Ob Nixilis is a pretty good planeswalker. It's expensive, but obviously not expensive enough since, I mean, if he played more things on defense, he'd be in better shape. He did, it basically forced us to not play this Skyrider Elf right this second, which is certainly 100% what I wanted to do. In fact, they might prevent us from doing it again, because now I want to activate this land and kill this object. Oh, never mind. Ugh, when I'm talking, I'm not paying attention. Oh, jeez. Okay. Now we just have to hope one of his 6 cards isn't a Bone Splinters, so that we can actually kill this Ob Nixilis. Otherwise, it's just going to be annoying. I'm not going to say over, but annoying. Dragon. Dragons are 5/5s. It's certainly not an elf I've ever seen is a 5/5, but this elf is a 5/5. Thus, it is a dragon. It is a dragon elf warrior ally, for sure. I expect he has another kill spell. There's just no way he doesn't, right? Or he has Gaia's Revenge. That's like best case scenario. Cruel Revival. Yeah, we might have lost this one. Kills that. Now we can't play Skyrider Elf without dying, so I don't know what we need to do. Kind of want to Planar Outburst with Awaken and kill this thing somehow, but at this point I'm willing to trade my 5/5 for his Ob Nixilis, but we'd only be so lucky. He probably has another damn kill spell in his hand at this rate. Our hand was really good too. I'm a little sad that we might die. Love to play the Sire of Stagnation, but we really have to get this Ob Nixilis off the board and then worry about it. Let's hope he minuses. I mean, we did play a lot of stuff in a row. I mean, we really did. We did good. Now if he plays Green Warden of Murasa, we lose the game, but until then, we are fine. Although he has more cards than us, it's insane. We drew 4 at one point. I guess he drew 4 too at this point. Ugh. The value. The value. Another Blister Pod. This Angelic Edict isn't going to do anything until he plays like something really threatening. That's pretty threatening. We have to kill that instead of play Sire of Stagnation, as amazing as that is. Yep, that has to happen. That sucks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're gonna take 7 damage and then play Sire? Ugh. Our opponent's draw really... Ugh. I'm shocked we're losing this game. I thought we had this. Like, look what's in our graveyard. Dragon, giant guy. Kill spell, and he still has 5 guys on board. Like, I don't know what we can do. Are we just dead now? We block this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Dead unless we draw. Oh my god, so lucky. Well, that was an out. Put it on the hexproof land. We will block. Hopefully he doesn't kill this. Like, if he had a Fleshbag Marauder, we would just... Ugh. We would lose. This attack makes me think he's got a Languish. Which, I'll accept. That's a Languish, folks. Certain attacks are just predictable. And that was one. We're kind of getting it. We're at parity, though. This is actually pretty amazing. I mean, not that he's ever going to play a land or anything, but if he ever mistakenly plays a land or thinks he's going to Acid-Moss us, I would gladly trade one of my lands to draw 2 cards at this point, even though we have Ulamog in this deck. And he left. I mean, I guess he's got nothing, but our opponent had a good hand and we had a good hand, and you know, people say that the deck we're playing is like the big boogeyman. Like, this is what Acid-Moss got banned for, is this deck. So, fixes mana, ramps mana, plays giant things, plays every mythic. I mean, you know, there's like 5 planeswalkers, and there's like 12 mythics or something absurd. Every card is rare. It's just ridiculous. 6 6s on turn 4. Pretty insane. I thought we were going to lose this one. I know I always do. Anybody that's listened to more than one of my commentaries knows that I always think I'm going to lose. And then I don't. It's very strange. I feel like it's just because I keep feeling the need to talk and say something. And when something bad happens, I just say I'm going to lose. Yeah, I figured I'd play this deck before Acid-Moss is gone, even though I think the deck will get even better when Acid-Moss is gone. Because Explosive Vegetation is better. IMO. It's circumstantially worse. Obviously, if your opponent misses land drops and you just Acid-Moss them a couple times, you get to win for free. Play ourselves an Ob Nixilis. Destroy. Ulamog. Convenient. We'll be getting our own. If he fogs here. We won. So, yeah. That's the boogeyman. It had the 3rd best record of all the decks that I play. It is a very good deck. It gets to cast a lot of fun things. But, you know, I don't want to be the guy that just plays the same thing everyone else plays. That's why I switched mine up a little bit. And I especially scorn those who play green-red, because even though that is probably the best and most consistent version, I mean, stop being cheap, man. Stop acid-mossing people to death. I also don't think 4 acid-moss is correct. Like, having 2 acid-moss in hand is pretty bad a lot of the time. Especially against any aggressive deck. Like, it just does nothing. This is not a great hand, but we're gonna just try it. One thing that's nice about this acid-moss card is that it finds like a white-green land. So, as long as we can acid-moss, we already have white mana on turn 5, even though we don't have double white. Kiora helps us get a land, for that matter, so... Kiora's not that good, but she is better in this deck than any other deck I have, because she ramps, she finds land, she finds creatures, her ultimate's occasionally relevant. If you watch my Teamer Burn deck, she's always relevant in that, even though she does nothing, because that deck just kills everything. See, this is why I like to have like Tujuru Stalwart and stuff. You know, everybody's playing like this Nissa's Pilgrimage ramp, and that's cool. I don't need to ramp that fast. Like, you just need to have something on curve. And if you go against an aggressive deck, now obviously blue-white's not going to be aggressive, unless it's aggressive flyers, but if you go against red, or red-white, or red-black, and they're just jamming turn 1 and turn 2 guys, having a 3-4 on turn 3 is a wall for them. And sure, they can get by it sometimes. Of course they can. You know, if they got stuff, but now they might have to use 2 cards to do it. Like, you start thinning out their hand when you put a wall in front of them. If all you play is Nissa's Pilgrimage into Mwonvuli Acid-Moss, you just don't have anything. I want From Beyond and Acid-Moss to not get countered, so we're going to try this Kiora, because he'll probably counter that. I don't actually care, because I would rather have all the other cards not get countered. Of course, they'll probably leave mana open again. Sorry if me chewing on ice is annoying, but that's what I did. Sorry. Still doing it. Man, I am really stoked about this Friday Night Magic. Verdant Catacombs Expedition. $190. Huge fan. I don't get those very often. This is another counterspell. I really want a second white, obviously. But I hate to give up this From Beyond. I could just do nothing. Ugh. Let's try it. Yep. If I was him, I would counter this. Smart. Countering Acid-Moss is important, even if you have backup mana. Because I wouldn't cast it for no reason. I do want to note that nothing's more annoying than getting counterspelled this many times. I mean, this is just not a fun way to play Magic. I know it's a normal way to play Magic. I'm not going to condemn people for it. I play some counterspells on my, I do it as well, but it is just... It is not fun to be on the receiving end of back-to-back-to-back counterspells. I was going to predict this, by the way. I'm really sad that I didn't, because I was actually thinking to myself, seems like a guy that would Gideon. Pretty much anytime Gideon's played into an empty board, the game's over, so we'll see. We'll see if we can last to Ulamog at this point. Got 6 lands, 7, 8 with the token. If we get a chance to do anything with this Planar Outburst, probably will. That's just so rough. I can't believe we're taking 9. Counterspell, counterspell 9? Ugh. He had nothing on board. He had nothing. That is a bitch. He's probably got another counterspell, like the Awaken one. Ooh. Is that good? 7, 8, 9. I don't want to not block. Is it better to Radiant Flames and take 5? Oh, I just don't know. Radiant Flames take 5. Oh boy. This is also part of the inconsistency of the deck, by the way, is like, I mean, we have plenty of white sources and all, but sometimes you just don't get to do what you want to do. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If we top deck a land, we can Ulamog. I actually think that might be our only chance to win anyway, so we're just gonna risk it. I don't want to just chump block and lose. I mean, we'll probably get the Ulamog countered anyway, and still lose. And if he plays any other creature here, we also still lose. If he counterspells, we lose. I mean, he just had a good draw. Like, counterspell, counterspell. I mean, yeah, I don't know. We lost anyway. Even Ulamog doesn't save us. Nothing. Nothing actually saves us. Nope, not that either. Alright. We're gonna concede. That is exactly why this deck is not actually the super boogeyman. It's the boogeyman when you get to actually Acid-Moss them. If I Acid-Mossed him and I got my second white, perfectly fine. Might have lost anyway, but the inconsistency, like he countered the Acid-Moss, game over. That's why I started playing counterspells, because Acid-Moss getting counterspelled breaks up your whole I want to play 8, 9, and 10 drop plan. And I kind of like busting up that plan, because it's pretty one-dimensional. Once again, that's why I've constructed this deck a little differently. It is heavy green, because the Converge guys all cost green, but it seems safe. I don't lose to counterspell decks that much either. But we did there. That happened. I'm okay with it, though. This deck wins like 75% of the time. Well, I'm not going to rule out mono red. I would actually guess it's Thopters, though. My gut says Thopters. See, so we got green, blue, white. Should probably just get black-red, huh? We could cast this guy for 4 colors and just get white. Yeah. Thopters, yeah. I still think he's gonna be blue. He'll be red-blue. That's my guess. We got another white, so we can in fact get the red. This deck is slightly vulnerable to Thopters sometimes, but usually not. There are 4 ways to board wipe them. Chief of the Foundry. Yeah, they left. Okay, so he's stuck on land. Well, this seems like it was a pretty short video. Because it's just about done now. I mean, I could do a fourth game. I mean, I actually do really like this deck. It is fun to play 5 colors. This format right now does support it. It doesn't support it super well. It will support it a lot better with Explosive Vegetation. Another change they're making, by the way, if you didn't know, you don't read the forums, they're also making it so that when your opponent leaves, you just get coins and the win. That's a good change. I like playing out games, but the computer's too manipulatable. I don't know if that's a word, but it is easily manipulated, and it's not really fun to watch on these videos, so it's a very good change. This game, it would be over, we'd be on to the next thing, the next person to concede. Although, you know, videos might just end up being a bunch of dudes conceding in a row, get like 9 games in. I mean, I don't really have a limit for these. I feel like in my head it's like 50 minutes, and we're at 27 right now. If it's a control deck, it might exceed an hour. The Teamer Burn one, 3 games, certainly took over an hour. This is actually a control deck that I'm playing right now. It just happens to have a lot of creatures in it. But it has like 4 or 5 board wipes. I think it's 4. It's certainly pretty controlling. Ulamog as a kill card. It does all kinds of stuff. Mostly controlling stuff, but sometimes beating with giant Converge guys. I think this deck will still be good, as long as it has Explosive Vegetation. It's just going to get more Planeswalkers. You just, every single time that a new set comes out in Magic Duels with this deck, you just get to sit there and decide, you know, what what new mythics am I going to put in instead of other mythics that I already have. Like, you just get to put every mythic in, and you just have to decide which new mythics make the cut. Right now, Oath of the Gatewatch, Chandra Flamecaller, certainly going to make the cut. Thing is amazing. 6 mana Planeswalker, does all kinds of stuff. Draws cards, board wipes, makes aggressive tokens, wins the game really fast. I'm going to play a 4th game. This is an unprecedented 4th game. In honor of my $200, $190 Verdant Catacomb that I got at F&M. We will play a 4th game. Hopefully we'll go against that guy that counterspelled me again. I don't feel like too many decks are going to get to counterspell Gideon into an empty board. But, I mean, if they do, they're going to win a lot of games. This has no green. It has Jace, though. Jace almost always dies if you play it on turn 2. It's really sad. My greed for playing Jace... Oh, God, with red. It's a guarantee. Ooh. I do like drawing 4 cards when I don't have what I need. Look at this board wipe, too. If we can get another white source and not die to mono red or something. Although he looks like he's going to be red-black or something. This icon is very red and black. Red-blue. Alchemist Vial says one of 2 things. Thopters Spy Network or Sphinx's Tutelage. Could be both, though. I've certainly seen both. Yep, don't want Ulamog yet. Jacing here basically is me saying, take your turn off to kill Jace, so I can draw a green source, hopefully. Oh, he is drawing 2 cards. That makes me think tutelage. Artificer's Epiphany is fine in Thopters, but ugh. Alright, we're gonna try and draw something else. Yeah, that's not Acid-Moss anything today. Play the plains there so we can get our 2 requirements in case we get the green version of these lands. And then maybe I spoke too soon. Maybe it's not tutelage. Then again, maybe it is. Who knows? I just hope he plays a whole bunch of Whirler Rogues and I can just board wipe it. Because that's what I like to do. That's why I'm here. I think we can just flip Jace. It seems to suck because he could just... Can we flip Jace? Spectrum. Discard 2, we can't. It's green though. Don't want Acid-Moss. Don't want this. We can, okay. I don't know what I was thinking. I forgot. Brilliant Spectrum counts. Yeah, we'll get another green later. Commercials on my YouTube? That's garbage! Man, it's 4 AM and I'm all hyped up. It's that Verdant Catacombs hype, man. There's Whirler Rogue. Okay, so Jace goes down to 3. I think I'm gonna board wipe here. I know he's got a bunch of cards in hand. It's only a 2-for-1, but I want Jace to stay around and do stuff. He certainly will get to do stuff if I board wipe. Including maybe board wipe again. Yeah, we'll try this path. The path of the righteous man, beset on all sides by the iniquities and the... what is it? I don't know. I haven't seen Pulp Fiction in a while. The iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness, for he is truly his brother's keeper, and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison my brothers. And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee. I almost got it. Definitely missing something in that one. I don't got quite the voice of the Samuel L. Jackson character, but... oh, God. Unfortunate. Well, if he attacks with everything, Jace is in trouble, but I don't think that he will. Which means that Jace might be able to just minus and kill his things, and our things, but kill his things, nevertheless. You know, he might Exquisite Firecraft, but all the more reason to board wipe. Am I right? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, sure. Certainly will board wipe. Didn't get to go off too hard with Jace, but we got to flash back one thing and soak up some damage. That's not nothing. So that's what we're going to do. 19, yeah, we're going to do it. I just want to note that, yeah, I didn't have double green, but I certainly pitched 2 Acid-Mosses this game. That just goes to show how much I don't really give a damn about that card. I know everybody... I mean, it is a bullshit card in this game. It's upsetting, but it is, like, I'm not going to dedicate my every strategy to it. It was just something you had to do in this game sometimes, that's all. One, 2, 3, 4, 8. I think we want a Oblivion Sower here. Because if we get 2 lands, we can Ulamog his whole plan, and then he'll just leave. And we can call it a day at that point. We got 1 land. Ugh, I should have kept a green open for Nissa. That was erroneous. I actually don't care that he took that thing, by the way. We've got answers. We've got Nissa and Angelic Edict next turn. That's funny. We'll definitely Edict first. God, this guy's got a lot of stuff. Like, think about all the Thopters he played. Like, he played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. He had 13 creatures that he's played this turn, and he took one of ours. If he has a Disperse, if his last card is Disperse, I'll be pretty annoyed. I'm not gonna lie. That will be annoying. We will Nissa. She doesn't die on the flip, so we are going to flip her. She will go to 1. Is it worth playing this 3-3? I think it is. Greedy to go for the 5-5 when we can just block his stuff now. He has to get rid of his Alchemist Vial, which is like a big part of his game plan. Here's another one. Hopefully he'll draw... it doesn't really matter. This guy's lost the game. It's just suffice it to say this shit's done. Okay, so he killed our guy. Apparently 3 did matter. And haste. Wow, she dies too. What an insanely good draw. I mean, if he wasn't going to lose, you know... But he is going to lose. That is actually what's going to happen. I don't know what to do. I feel like we need to take these Alchemist Vials with this Ulamog. Seems better. Yeah, let's get both of them. Should have attacked. What was I thinking? He would have taken 5, probably. Stupid. That was stupid of me. Wow. I feel like that's a mistake I wouldn't normally make. Not that I'm like a flawless player, but I was just a little overconfident with my Ulamog there. Dude, and look at that. It's Thopter Spy Network. That's why I wanted to hit these things. Thopter Spy Network's so annoying. Alright, well, I guess to draw a card, but... Chump blocks. We only have to attack twice. So we're in good shape. Cure, sure. Don't mind if I do. See if we got his other world. There it is, Will Breaker. So he can't take our stuff. Dude has conceded. Not that he could win anyway. I mean, what was he gonna do? It's Dunzo. Got 4 mythics on board. Why not get a dragon and a board wipe? Sure. Yep, this is the big bad boogeyman that everyone hates. It does some gross stuff sometimes, there's no denying. I mean, all this mana I could board wipe and still play a 5/5, make a token, untap my... It's silly. This is just silly. And it's still going to be good. In fact, it's just going to get better. This 5-color good stuff is going to get better and better and better until there's enough cards in the card pool that every card is just an efficient, fast card. When this game turns into a turn 4, turn 5 format like Modern, then this 5-color stuff will be too slow. But as long as it's gonna be, you know, this 1 mythic, 2 rare, 3 uncommon where you just can't get super overpowered, this deck is just gonna be better and better. It's just gonna have, you know, better 5-color planeswalker stuff. And it's fun. I mean, it's going to be a fun thing to deal with. It is not unbeatable. It is a very beatable deck. It is a little unfair, but it's not completely broken unfair. So I just accept its existence as it stands. And everyone else's too. And that's it, man. I mean, there's not much tech to it, except you gotta know which mana colors to get for your hand, and which mana colors to get for your outs. If you need a board wipe, you need to find that white. You know, if you need to fix mana or something, you need to get your Acid-Moss going, you need to get your second forest before you get another color. It's all dependent. That's the main thing you gotta think about. Other than that, what's to think about? You make 5 colors, you play giant stuff. That's it. Fun deck. Hope you enjoyed it. Till next time.